Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Furie, a Vietnamese action film from 2019 that stars Veronica Ngo. Now, our protagonist is an ex-gangster who is estranged from her family because her father disowns her. After giving birth to her daughter, she decides to lay low in the countryside and work as a debt collector. Now, one day her daughter is kidnapped by thugs, so she attempts to find and rescue her. And luckily for us, this journey will require the beatdown of many bad guys. Now, I've been a fan of this actress since I saw The Rebel back in 2007. Now, that movie came out of nowhere, and the main reason I saw it was because Johnny Nguyen was in it. Now, this was the guy who Tony Jaa fought at the top of that staircase scene in The Protector. So when I heard that he was going to star in his own action movie, I got pretty pumped. But while watching The Rebel, I noticed this actress and immediately put her on my radar. I think in the behind-the-scenes featurette, if I remember correctly, on the Rebel DVD, they mentioned that while she was training for that role, they noticed that she was naturally good at kicking. So they structured her fight scenes to take advantage of that natural talent. And she executed those scenes very well. However, in her second collaboration with Johnny Nguyen, a film called Clash from 2009, you can definitely see the development of her hand-to-hand fighting, which was convincing in that film. So now in Furie, she's got the whole bag of tricks at her disposal, and she thankfully puts them to good use here. Now, the action design and physics are very grounded in this film. There's no wire work that I noticed. Although I will say that from what I noticed after one viewing, the martial arts choreography here leans more towards hand-to-hand fighting with a mix of low kicks. So you're not going to see those high kicks that Veronica liked to do in The Rebel. However, that's okay. It's simply a different style of action. And to be honest, I think Furie is the best showcase of this woman's talents in one movie that I've seen so far. She's really good in this. Now, the possible flaws of a lesser martial arts film are not apparent here. Camera work and editing are solid. You can see everything. We have a talented actress who can handle the moves. There's a bunch of action that is spaced out properly as well, so you get a high quantity of action, but it's placed efficiently throughout the film, so you don't have to wait too long between the fights. There's also a variety of action, which was nice to see. We get some chases and a train sequence to mix things up. There are also a few tough opponents that are difficult to take down. Also, there's one fantastic death scene that incorporates a series of combo maneuvers that you'd see as a finishing move in something like Mortal Kombat video game. That scene was cool. Very cool. Another big positive to Furie is that it's a briskly paced and entertaining affair from start to finish. There's a sense of urgency to this that I think is very important. It helps to drive events in between the fights. Because when the main character is not fighting the bad guys, she's scrambling to find the location of her daughter, because there's a very limited period of time to do so. After the kidnapping occurs in this film, the rest of the film takes place over the course of basically one day. So if she does not find her daughter soon, there's a chance she'll be gone forever. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of urgency here, and I think that really helps to keep things engaging. I was forced, if I were forced to think of certain flaws, they could have made a few improvements in the script writing department. So for example, there's one scene in the middle involving a river at night that I thought could have been executed a bit better. And there's actually a similar scene in the Korean film, A Bittersweet Life, that involved wet mud, if you remember the wet mud scene. After that scene, you're kind of like, I don't know about that one. That was a bit contrived. You know what I mean? This is kind of stretching the limits here. There's a similar scene in Furie, but, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. More of a nitpick. The script writing is actually, pretty good in this movie, to be honest. So Furie really is a very entertaining action film. I really enjoyed this. It's now in my personal collection, and I will probably be rewatching it on a very frequent basis in the future. If you're a fan of action films, you should check this one out. It's good stuff. It's currently available on physical media in the United States, It also got released on Netflix in various other countries. And actually, people were asking me to review this, and it just got released in the U.S. on physical media. I think Wellgo USA has the distribution rights for the United States, which is different from other countries, because Netflix started streaming this movie like a month ago in other countries, but it never hit Netflix in the U.S. So that's part of the whole distribution thing. Different regions have different distributors, so I had to wait an extra month, but it was worth the wait. And if you do like this movie, be sure to check out The Rebel and then Clash if you haven't already, because there's plenty more Veronica in those movies for you to enjoy. The Rebel is definitely the better of those two films. Has a better script and story to it. Clash kind of has a poor script and some dodgy performances by the supporting actors, but it's still fun to watch for the action. So, as always, we'll see you next time.